Hi everybody, I'm Serge Kekilembi from www.jctream.com and welcome to my YouTube channel, the Trading Watches TV. And on today's show and today's broadcast, it's time to trade the markets, the week ahead, and perspective. We're gonna have a look at economic data, at markets, equities, currencies, commodities, bonds, and also cryptocurrencies. Okay, so first of all, let's begin. So let's jump right into it. And now let's begin over here with the economic calendar for the trading week beginning on Monday, January the 8th until Friday, January the 12th of 2018. Okay, over here, let's bring the economic calendar and let's have a look at major data release for this trading week. First of all, let's begin on Monday. As you can see over here in the EU, we're going to have the business confidence from December. On Tuesday, January the 9th of 2018, we're going to have in Japan the consumer confidence for December. In Germany, the balance of trade for November. We are expecting a surplus for Germany. Over here in the EU, we're going to have the unemployment rates from November. On Wednesday, January the 10th of 2018. In Australia, you're going to have the NAB business confidence from December. In China, inflation rate year on year for December. In Great Britain, the balance of trade from November, and we are expecting a deficit. And back in the EU, we're going to have the ECB non-monetary policy meeting. On Thursday, January the 11th of 2018, in Germany, we're going to have the full year GDP growth of for 2017. And back in the EU, we're going to have the ECB monetary policy meeting account. And on Friday, January the 12th of 2018, in China, we're going to have the balance of trade for December. And we are also expecting a surplus. And back in the US, we're going to have the core inflation rate year on year for December, the inflation rate year on year for December, and also the retail sales month on month from December. So that's it for the economic calendar. Now let's have a look at the S&P 500 sectors map on for the weekly performance. So let's bring it back. Okay, that's it. Very good. First of all, as you can see, all the equities are up, and except for a few ones. First of all, over here in technology, in the telecom services domestic industry, bad week for AT&T and Verizon. For the semiconductor industry, bad week for Intel Corporation. Services in green, basic materials in green. Great week for oil also. Over here, what do we have? Healthcare, also everything in green. Utilities in red, bad week for utilities. Industrial goods, great week. Consumer goods, great week, but that's mixed. Over here, bad week for, you see, though, in the cigarettes industry, and also bad week for the personal products companies like Procter & Gamble, and bad week for PepsiCo. Okay, and for the financials, great week overall. That's 80% green for the financials. Okay, so now let's move on and let's have a quick look at ETFs. And over here, equities, everything in green. The inverted ETFs, everything in red. So that's correct. Over here, the sectors, a bad week for real estate and for utilities, and also over here for the consumer non-cyclicals. And everything large cap, mid cap, small cap in green, volatility in green, and inverted in red. So that's correct. International, everything looks great, everything in green. Over here, the global miners also in green. In the dust and GST, excuse me, in red. Technology over here, you see hack and everything looks green. So everything bullish. Energy, bullish on energy. Commodities, bullish on commodities. Gold, great week for gold. And over here, fixed income is flat. You see corporate bonds flat and government bonds flat also. So now let's move on, and now let's see the performance. Let's have a look at some charts. Let's discuss and analyze the price action and have a look at charts to see the direction. Of course, everything is bullish. Okay, so now as you can see, let's zoom in a little bit more in order to see that correctly. You see over here the Dow Jones Industrial Average. That's a weekly chart over here. You see the still in the bull markets, starting in 2018, pretty strong, and you see another record height, Dow Jones above the 25,000 points, now towards the 25,300 points for the Dow Jones. So let's see if we're gonna have a follow-up to that particular bull run for last week. Yeah, over here the Nasdaq 100 also starting 2018 pretty strongly, and over here above 6600 points, now at 6650 and towards 6700 points. Okay, so it looks very bullish. Over here the S&P 500 above 2700 points, now close to 2750 points and moving towards 2800 points. And over here the CBOE volatility index, the VIX, at record lows and close to 9 points. So historically very low for the volatility index. Now let's move on and let's have a look at fixed income. And over here let's have a look at the US 10-year T-notes futures. And over here, as you can see, we are also going back towards the support. So now that's a triple bottom, 1 time, 2 time, 3 times over here. So that's the region of the $122 over here. So of course, if you see a low price, a low bonds price, that means a higher percentage yield, okay, for the 10-year treasury notes. Okay, and over here that's your 30-year treasury bonds futures. Over here exactly the same thing, 1 time, 2 time, and maybe 3 time. That's over here the region of the $150. That's clearly a multiple bottom, but we have another level below that, below the $150 mark, towards the $148. That's another key support over there. Okay, so let's see if we can go back and retest that particular level. So remember, low bond price, that means a higher yield. Okay, so now let's continue over here. And over here that's the 20-year treasury bonds, and also you see uptrending. You see that the lows over here in 2017 and towards 2018, you see that's lower highs over here, but now we are in a trading range with supports around $123 and resistance at $128. Okay, so now we are going sideways. Over here, let's have a look at the Dixie, the US dollar index futures. And over here, as you can see, we are bouncing from the lows made in September of 2017. Now we are still in a downtrend channel over here, still bearish on the US dollar. And over here you see we are at a critical level at the same mark over here. That's the 92 points mark over here. So let's see if we can go further and go much lower. Okay, so let's see how this week is gonna play out. Okay, so that's it for the US. Now let's go towards Europe, and let's begin with Great Britain. And over here let's have a look first of all at the FTSE 100, the major UK index. And over here you see now we are clearly above 7600 points over here, and now we are at 7,724 points. And let's see if next week gonna have a continuation. So beginning also 2018 very strongly, very bullish. Okay, for the UK equities. Over here that's the UK gilt, so that's the bonds, 10-year treasury bonds for the UK, United Kingdom. And as you can see over here we are going lower, but we are rejecting the 124, and we are still in a sideways movement. You can see clearly over here that we have that particular region, the region of the 123 pounds. That's a support region. And our resistance region, we have first resistance around that particular region over here between the 129 and 130 pounds. Okay, so that's it. So maybe here we can go much higher, but take a look over here. you can clearly see that they are inverted. The equities are going up and the bond prices are going lower. Okay, so now let's have a look at the currency, Grand British Pound versus the US dollar. So that's called the cable. And over here you can clearly see that 2017 was a year or was a bullish year for the Grand British Pound. You see over here we are still making lower highs each month, and now we are here at a critical level. Take a look over here, we have a small gap over here, so above 1.36 we can go much higher, and we have a pointer over here that points towards the 1.50. so 1.50, it's our target. So let's see if we're going to remain in that bullish trend towards 2018 for the Grand British Pound. And over here that's your UK pound sterling index, and that's also very bullish. You see the last quarter of 2017 was a bullish quarter, and now we are here back at the multiple top region. You see clearly that particular resistance over here at 79 pounds and 80 pounds over here. Also you can clearly see the gap over here around 81 and 82. So let's see if we're gonna fill that particular gap and remain bullish towards the through the year 2018 for the Grand British Pound index over here. Okay, so that's it. Now let's move on and let's go to mainland Europe, and over here let's begin first of all with the major index, and that's the Euro Stocks 50. And over here, as you can clearly see, we are close to the all-time highs over here from last year, just around the summer. That's May and June, and you can clearly see we have a max high over here. That's your 3,700 points, and now we are at 3,600 points, going back towards that particular level. So we remain bullish. You can clearly see over here that that's a low and another higher low. That's a accumulation zone over here. So if we can go and have a close and a continuation of that particular bullish candle over here towards the 3,700 points, so that's gonna be good. And over here we're gonna go back towards that particular resistance, and if we can break above that particular resistance, we can go back and much higher towards the 3,800 points for the Euro Stocks 50. Over here you have the Stocks 600, and that's a broader view of the entire equities market for the European Union. And over here, what do we have? We have clearly, you can see a resistance, a multiple top, one time, two time, and the third time over here. But now it seems that we're gonna pass through that level and we're gonna go much higher. You see over here, a lower high, another lower high, resistance at 400. That's a key resistance. So if we can go and break above that particular level, so that's clearly a bullish signal, a bullish sign for the European equities. Okay, over here the Euro bubble future, that's your treasury bonds, your 10-year bond for the for Europe, the bubble. And over here, as you can clearly see, we are in a trading range. You see between 131 over here euros as a support, and you see 132.50 as resistance, and another second resistance much higher at 133, another one at 133.50, and the big one at the highest at 135. Okay, so now we are here and we are in a inside week candle. Maybe we are finding a support over here, and maybe we can bounce back and going back towards the 132 and next 132.50. Okay, so let's wait and see, but we need more confirmation. And now the euro dollar, back at those levels over here of 120, back for the second time at 120, and it seems to me that we are rejecting that particular level. That's a critical resistance, and let's see if we're gonna go much higher. We have meetings this week at the ECB 2 times, non-monetary policy. So let's have a look and let's see what's is gonna happen, and also let's see. You see the trade balance for Germany, we are expecting a surplus, and let's see what's going to happen. You see if the euro remain that high, it's not that good, you know. For me, in my opinion, countries like Germany, for their exports, they need a much weaker euro. So let's see what's going to play out, and what Mr. Draghi and all the crew and the members of the ECB are gonna tell us on during the week, during these meetings. Okay, so that's it for mainland Europe. Now let's continue and let's go towards China. And here in China, first of all, let's begin with the Shanghai Composites. Here, that's the equity. On the equity side, you see still in a bullish trend over here at support over here. So let's see if we can draw a trend line over here. You see that's our channel, and here support. So that's a lower high, another lower high, and over here you see we have great potential to go much higher. Okay, over here. So now let's see if we're gonna have a follow-up over here. You can see that's the 2400 points. That's a key resistance. So if we can go much higher and pass through that resistance, the composites, Shanghai Composites, will gain momentum and continue much higher through 2018. Over here, let's have a look at the US dollar versus the Chinese yuan, and over here you can clearly see the dollar still weakening, and you see over here that particular trading pair, that currency pair over here, and people are still selling the dollar and buying the Chinese yuan, and you can clearly see here we are falling. And also, if you notice, we have a head and shoulders pattern, so that's a key resistance, or a key support, support over here. And if you go, if you close below, here we are already below 6.50, so below 648, maybe we can go back much lower and retest those 645, maybe 644, 640. Okay, so we remain bearish on the US dollar. So let's have a closer look at the Dixie, and let's see if the dollar continues plunging. So that particular trading pair, that currency pair, we're gonna go much lower. Over here, the Hang Seng, the equity index for Hong Kong, still bullish, as you can see. You see the 30,000 points over here, break above that particular level, now going towards the 31,000 points, and we remain bullish. Okay, so let's see if we have a continuation. Now over here, the currency pair, that's the US dollar versus the Hong Kong dollar. Over here we are still bullish, and if you notice, we have a pattern formation over here, and that's your cup and handle pattern formation. You have a pointer over here, so we remain bullish. First of all, we need to pass that particular trading range over here. That's a zone of turbulence, a lot of that's a critical zone. So if you can go much higher, above 7.82, we're gonna go towards 7.83 and much higher. So we remain over here, we are very bullish. And if you can see, that's these two currency pairs are inverted. So you see the US dollar versus the Chinese yuan being bearish, and over here you have the US dollar versus the Hong Kong dollar bullish. So that's a easy trade, that's free money over here. Okay, so now let's continue, and now let's go to Japan, and over here the Nikkei 225 over here, also very bullish over here. You see, remember we had a resistance at 2300 points, and now we are going towards 24,000 points, excuse me. So that's it, 2018, still bullish on equities. You see over here we are uptrending, and that's clear, okay, uptrending. But take a look at here, we are at resistance, the resistance level, so pay close attention. But we are and we remain very, very bullish, okay. So that's it. Now let's move on, and over here that's your JGB, that's your Japan government bonds over here, and we are also uptrending over here. You see, that's a cup formation. It's gonna take a long time, but as you can see, that's a channel. You see a lower high, another lower high. You see a double bottom over here, and resistance, and now maybe if you can bounce from here and boom, 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 maybe we can go much higher and towards the level, first of all, the above 121 over here, going much higher, and over here going back towards the 151.50. You see over here that region, supports region, now resistance, and now I'm expecting let's see if we can go much higher. But you can clearly see over here that we are uptrending, and also we have another type of formation. You see that particular one, head and shoulders formation, and boom, over here we are in a in the buy side. You see, first of all over here, but now if you can clear that particular level and be with a close above that level around 151, we're gonna go much higher, okay. So that's it. And over here now let's have a look at currencies. That's your US dollar versus the Japanese yen over here. Also Japanese yen in a training range over here. You see 1 time, 2 time, 3 time resistance at 114, support at 112, and lower support at 110, 1 time, but 108. Yeah, that's another support, key support over here, 108. You see the resistance over here at 110. So now the support's coming into play, that's this one. But if you take a closer look, we have a type of great bullish flag over here, sideways movement. If you can go back higher towards above 114, 116, 118, that's our max resistance, and above that we can go much higher. But let's see, okay. So that's it. So let's be focused on the fundamentals, the macro data and stuff like that, and then let's enter in some trades on, let's see the direction. But for me, the US dollar, now you see that US dollar is weakening, so let's see how it's going to play out, okay. So let's see what's going to happen. You see Janet Yellen leaving the Fed in February, if I remember. We have Jay Powell coming in and stuff like that, so let's see what's going to happen, okay. And over here we have the AUD, that's your Australian dollar versus the Japanese yen, and that's very, very bullish over here. You see those two countries are trading partners. A lot of trading taking place between those two nations, so that's pretty interesting to see exactly how the currencies are responding. So there's a lot of good opportunities over there. You see over here we are clearly uptrending, and now we have the potential to go towards the channel's resistance. But first of all, you need to clear and break above those 88, maybe 90, and above that particular level we can go much higher towards 93, 94, maybe 95, okay. So that's it. Now let's continue, and now let's continue over here. Let's have a look at energy, commodities. First of all, let's begin with commodities, energy, oil. And you see oil, great week. Now we have a close above $60 a barrel for the crude oil WTI futures over here. We rejected the 92. We flirted with the 92. So now let's see if we're gonna have a continuation. So let's focus on the fundamentals and the data coming from OPEP and non-OPEP nations, Venezuela, Russia, and all the and Nigeria, and let's see all of these is gonna play out. Okay, but for oil, we remain bullish. I remain bullish in 2018. And over here for the Brent futures, that's exactly the same thing. Over here, close to $68 a barrel. Now you can see over here the resistance at 64. And now we are above that particular level. 3 weeks in a row, bullish run. So that's it. So maybe now you see over here 1, 2, 3, and then boom, a month in sideways movement. Also now 1, 2, 3. Maybe now we're gonna expect to see a month in sideways movement if the fundamentals are good. Still a growing demand for oil and still stuff like that. Boom, we're gonna see oil prices much higher. So now we have a target over here, 65 for the crude WTI and 70 for the Brent oil. Okay, now let's have a look at precious metals. You see huge run, a month, bullish month since all December was very bullish for gold, and now entering 2018 also it's very bullish. And what do we have over here? Over here we have a target. The target that's 1360. That's a target for gold, and you see over here that bullish run, and now I'm expecting a continuation above 1325, close above that particular level. Boom, we're gonna go towards 1360. Okay, so that's it. We are bullish on gold. And over here for silver, exactly the same thing for silver. Over here we see we have levels at 18, another level at 19, and big level at 20 and 21. But first of all, we need to close above. You see that particular trend line I just draw over here, and we need to close above that level, and then boom, we can go much higher, but step by step. First step, that's your $18 an ounce for silver. Okay, so that's it. And now let's finish and let's have a look at cryptos. But first of all, let's have a look at the coin market cap to see the overall how is the situations for the cryptos now. First of all, over here you see more than 1,000 cryptos, markets 7,500 markets, more that, yeah, that's incredible. Market cap above $800 billion. That's huge. The volume $44 billion in 24 hours, and Bitcoin dominance is falling, still falling, now close to 30%. Top 4: Bitcoin, Ripple, Ethereum, and Bitcoin Cash. So now let's have a look. Bitcoin is falling in the trading day today, and all the other coins, Ripple and Ethereum, up close to 10%. So now let's have a look at trading and what we can see. Take a look over here. Bitcoin over here, $20,000 now, falling close to 10,000, and see $10,000 now, gaining back momentum, and we are clearly going back towards $18,000 over here. But now we are beginning the week with a little bit of weakness. So now let's see what's happened. Remember that particular bull run over here, the catalyst was that Peter Thiel's Founders Funds have placed a big bet on Bitcoin, and that's it. And also now I saw that the New York Stock Exchange filled a form at the SEC for 5 ETFs, leverage ETFs. So let's see how it's play out, but as you can see, that's pretty bullish. Okay, so that's it. Now let's have a look over here at Ripple, number two spot. Now it's for Ripple. Take a look over here. That's quite amazing. You see over here, that's before and now after that. And in 2018, Ripple, boom, it's going very high. You see last week, 2 weeks ago, we had a pointer at 250. Boom, that's it. And now we have another pointer over here at 340, 350. So I guess we're gonna go much higher. So a great momentum for Ripple, but we're gonna expect to see some type of some kind of a distribution, some kind of correction, because that's vertical. You see, that's not like that. This one is straight up like this. Okay, so that's it. So Ripple, remain bullish on Ripple, but be careful. Correction is coming. And over here, Ethereum, you see now we are above $1,000, still going much higher. Now we are close to $1,100, and we remain bullish. You see over here, great volatility. So at some point we're gonna have people taking profits and stuff like that. So people taking advantage of that huge bullish run, and people are gonna also take advantage to re-enter and enter that particular trade and ride this bullish momentum for Ethereum and for all the altcoins. Also, we saw coins popping out of nowhere, coins like Tron, like Verge, like Stellar Lumens and stuff like that. So that's amazing. Also, other coins, altcoins like Yoda, like Cardano, the ADA, and a lot of stuff. Okay. And fourth spot for Bitcoin Cash versus the US dollar, also bullish over here. Huge pointer pointing towards the $4,000, and now in inside week candles over here, but we remain bullish. You see first point over here at 2,800, boom, confirmed, and second one over here at $4,000. We're gonna wait and see, but now we remain bullish. But you see, we are in sideways movements. What is this? This is a bullish flag. So now I'm expecting to see the second leg higher towards the $4,000. Okay, so that's it for this week, this market report. Hope it helps, and I see you next week. Okay, so thank you very much. You can follow me here, subscribe to my channel, and leave me a comment or stuff like that if you like it, if you don't like it. And I'm gonna see you next week. And also I'm gonna be doing every day I'm doing a broadcast in French for my French customers. So I'm gonna be on air here at my channel, the Trading Wall Streets TV. I'm gonna see you tomorrow, Monday. Okay, so thank you very much. Hope it helps. Have a great trading week, and I see you tomorrow. And for you guys over there in the US, I'm gonna see you next week, next Sunday. Have a great trading week. Bye bye.